What's up, guys? Vince Ryder here. I did a live stream and I was actually planning to edit it in some ways, but it was too big for me to edit the whole thing. It was literally like almost 2 hours, which was my first ever live stream. That's right. I did my first ever live stream on YouTube, and I never thought I would actually get to that point to actually ever do a live stream. I thought I was gonna do it once I hit like a good amount, but I had enough subscribers to know that there's gonna be some people watching. And man, there wasn't a lot of people watching. There was like either 3 or 5 people. And yeah, I pretty much didn't feel like to, retrieve the part where I did like a VinzTalk there, because I might as well knock, two birds with one stone, do my first ever live stream, play some games, which is mostly Switch games. I couldn't get the other systems correct. Um, but yeah, I played only like a couple like Switch games. I was actually planning to play a couple of PS2 games, but that didn't happen. And it was rough. It was like a bunch of stuff that was like behind the scenes mostly. But I did practice a little bit of using OBS to actually get a little bit better. So next time I stream, which is probably during the week, it's going to be a bit way better compared to what I did it when I first did it, like, literally like, I don't know, a couple hours ago. But other than that, also there's like big stuff with Webtoon that I'm going to be working with. I can't tell you what it is, but I am trying to get out up there when it comes down to my ambassadorship soon. So it's going to be some special stuff here on this channel, Webtoon related. And hopefully no changes are going to be happening in this channel. I was very worried about like, oh, we're going to do a little massive video or something like that. I don't know. Like it's something to actually be told within the future of YouTube. But yeah, so pretty much that's what's going on. Also, another thing, I was, really like, I this is my second take. My first take had me coughing, and I thought it was gone. And speaking of like, me coughing, pretty much you're not gonna hear a cough because I have a cough candy. It only happens when I really do these Vince talks, whenever I like talk in a certain amount of time, and it happens during late at the night. But I found out that I'm not the only one. There has been a huge amount of YouTubers that actually has been catching the cold. Is this literally like the COVID effect? Hence, it's not really that serious compared to the COVID, but there's a lot of people that are like, coughing, and their throat gets like, shot. And also like one of my favorite YouTubers that I follow, especially like, people that I subscribe to, like Tipster and also Mr. Sujano. And it seems like there is a lot like of people like, that I watch that they also have cough drops. They're sick. They're recovering from a cold. I'm just like, what is happening? So there is something going on out there when it comes down to the sickness. I'm starting to notice that, and I'm not sure if the news talked about it, but it's getting serious. Next, another thing, a couple of news here. Um, NASA did something with the satellite falling or something like that. I put it on here because I want to actually talk about it, and I did talk about it on the live stream. But I don't feel like really editing that whole thing. NASA, like pretty much like one of their satellites was falling off the sky, which was kind of scary to think about, knowing that it's gonna like hit one of us. But man, I heard about it. Like I remember like, oh, what, a satellite falling, but I don't know if it's like purposely falling, or if it's like falling because there's a lot of things in space that flies around, like projectiles that are going for about like 1,000 miles per hour. So it's kind of scary to, just to think about like, oh man, that thing is going so quicker than any car that runs. But at the same time, is it on purpose or not? Like NASA, I don't know if they have the money to actually, or have like whatever maneuver kind of science to actually project that back to the sea here in the, here, because NASA's in the US, here in the US, or I was about to say US, but then I'm supposed to say here on this planet. But at the same time, like, what is really going on there? Because I heard something about like Elon Musk, the Mr. Twitter guy, the guy that tweets almost every second or whatever. But he had a starship. He created the starship. And for those that don't know, next year is going to be the Artemis mission. A little something to tell you about. People are going back to the moon once again. They went to the moon back in the 60s. They're going back to the moon once again. And this starship created by Elon Musk is going to be something that, they're going to be riding on to get there and doing some kind of like colonization or something. I don't know. But, it's going to be like the first time in so long, the first woman to step on the moon soil, the first, like, person of color and stuff like that. A lot of firsts here, a lot of firsts, a lot of things that they're gonna do over there, and I'm excited to watch that next year. And I probably might stream it. I'm excited for this future that they're gonna have when it comes down to that, aspect of like space travel, because it's something I am interested in. It's something that I'm not interested in of actually doing, because you ain't gonna see me in the moon or in space or something. Even though I had that in mind sometimes, I'm like, man, I would like to go to space. I don't know. That's just something like in my head where I'm like, man, I would make this a viral moment. I can tell you that. But yeah, these people are going to the moon. It's kind of crazy. But they're going to the moon on a starship that exploded a few days ago. Freaking Elon Musk, like, had this thing exploded and people were cheering, which I'm like, okay, is this a good thing or a bad thing? Because people were celebrating. I don't know if Elon Musk tried to explode the starship. This is expensive. Also, you like the freaking Artemis mission is next year and exploded. I guarantee you that it wasn't supposed to happen. Anyways, but yeah, that's what's been going on. Apologies, I'm a little hot. It's been getting a little bit of warm here. Man, finally, I've been biking. I've been active out there. I miss the heat so much. It feels so good to literally sweat. I thought, it feels so good to not have like, this cold breeze just, down your throat or something. Because if you know me, I'm a heat guy. I know there's a lot of people that hate the heat. That absolutely, I understand you. Me personally, I love the heat. Okay? I love the heat. But I don't know, that's just me. There's times where I like winter, I like to cozy up, take a break from the heat. Fall is nice, the heat's warming down, celebrate your last moments with that hot weather. And spring is spring. Not a fan of it, but hey, I guess it's there. But the freaking summer is my favorite. Things are going down, I'm all like, like feeling the warm sun, just seeing people are more attractive whenever it's more hotter, and me being bi, of course I'm gonna say that. But yeah, it's just like something that I personally like more, because I don't know, maybe it has to do with my ethnicity, my my ancestors, of just like that we're all about, that hot weather, and maybe it's because, especially for a person like me, where if it's like 30 degrees, I wouldn't survive. I'm sorry. I hate the cold. I wouldn't survive the cold because I wasn't built for that. You know what I mean? I have never been into a place or a country that is cold there than how I feel in California. Because I've been to a bunch of places. I mean, like, from Malaysia to Philippines to Mexico, and also, like places around Africa. But I honestly, my body has adapted to its equator in a ways, because I guess whenever I go to a place that is cold now, I wouldn't be used to it. Now, would I say, oh, I would live in the sun? No. But I feel like, my body is sort of just, it's made for the heat in a sense, maybe because I'm Filipino. But other than that, moving on to some next news in here and there. Chris Tyson is somewhat getting a lot of controversy. And for those that don't know who Chris Tyson is, if you know who Mr. Beast is, you probably might know this person named Chris. And he is, beginning to transition. He took HRT. He is a married man or woman or something. I don't know what his pronouns are. But for now, Chris Tyson, as he's new to this, like, pretty much, at least for the moment, I would say it's he. Even though it's funny, me being within the, LGBT plus community, I never use pronouns ever in my life. Never. The first time I heard about the concept, and this is just my opinion, my personal opinion, I just don't like it. I don't like using it, because especially how I was with, people that are like, within the LGBT plus community, they don't use it, but they also don't hate it when I don't use it. I just tell them like, yeah, I'm not into that. He, him, like you just need to look at my face and hear my voice. I don't understand when people get confused like what gender I am when they hear my voice. I'm a dude. Okay? I'm a dude. I am so curious to anyone that thinks that I'm like, something else. Like how do I like I in no ways I sound like a female. In no ways, maybe in some ways I could sound like, I'm trans. I don't know. There's times where had people in my comments saying that, oh, are you trans or are you this? No, I'm a guy. Okay, I'm just letting you know that. There's this funny concept in this channel where it's basically a lonely single person reading anything that is made for women, and that's basically what this channel is. And I'm slowly starting to emerge. Now, what I will tell you is that I'm not a girl, but I'm basically, how do I say it? I'm a black girl inside of a Asian body. Okay, like I'm literally that. All right, you can ask most of my friends, like, yeah, he's more blacker than, or something like that. Even though if you see my face, you'll be like, "In no way in hell you're black, Vince." Well, yeah, that's the joke. Okay, what you trying to say? Like, I'm just saying here. I still also get people like, wait, is Vince black? Is he? Oh my goodness. And I would be the first one to tell them like, no, because if you saw my face and if I tell you that I'm black, then you're gonna be laughing so hard. It would be the most like obvious thing because it would just be awkward if I said that I am. And I'm pretty much, this is not about me, but for a lot of times when I see Chris Tyson going through this and stuff like that, he's trying to be someone that he wants to be. And people saying that he's a character and stuff like that, people having political arguments surrounding Chris Tyson. And it's so unfair because Chris Tyson is still a father or a mother if he wants to be and has a kid, and people saying like, oh, the kid has to go through this. And it's like, do people not mind their own business? Saying that like, oh, the marriage is gonna be broken or something. Like, that's not true. Like, I don't get it. And I get there's probably, I'm the first one to actually admit that I understand different people's arguments, especially people that are in the alt right, to look at Chris Tyson and be like, oh, this is a problem for kids. This is a problem for everyone, or something like that. This is a problem for the Mr. Beast brand or whatever, as if they care, to be honest. But I can see why they think of that. People within the, I'm the first one. I'm part of the LGBT plus community. I want to say this for the most obvious reasons, and I call it for how it is. There's a lot of things going on within the community that is kind of controversial, especially with that thing that happened at the Nashville shooting that was done by a trans person. Of course, a lot of trans people are going through these, stuff that they don't deserve. Chris Tyson don't deserve anything what happened, and I'm not really trying to correlate any of it. It's just that it came in a wrong timing not a wrong timing that Chris is trans. But people now discovering that he's going to be trans or taking HRT or doing this and that because he's an adult and he can do what he wants. And it's like where does it end? Understandably, it's dying down, but I just have to give my word or opinion of it. And my opinion is like, let Chris live, okay? Let him live. The only the only trans Chris that I don't like is, Chris Chan, but I don't want to go in there, I don't like, I just want to erase this guy out of my mind. But for Chris Tyson, like, he don't deserve this. I don't know. Next up, gaming news. So I did see the Nintendo Indie Game Showcase, and there was some good stuff there, like Rift, the Necro Dancer, Shovel Knight, Pocket Dungeon, which is something I'm going to be playing on the stream at some point. It looks like a good game. It looks like something I do want to play for sure, and they have a DLC for it. Speaking of DLCs, the Code of the Lamb has a DLC as well, and also Donkey's Game, or basically Anima Well, which is also something that Donkey, a YouTuber that I watched a long time ago. I'm not subscribed to him anymore. I mean, I think I was subscribed to him from my other channel, but then it got terminated, and I completely forgot about Donkey. you know, I might check his videos later. I think the most recent video I saw from Donkey is him playing Donkey Kong, Which now thinking about, I'm like, oh, Donkey Kong. Okay, well, I probably should understand because it's the same name and stuff. But yeah, he created a game, Animal Well, and I don't know what's with that showcase of him in the lake with the developer, and I think there were some bits in that showcase or that presentation where they didn't show what Donkey was doing, like, or maybe he was just chilling there, like, hey, we're just gonna do the announcement out here in the park. I'm just looking at it like, wait, were you supposed to do something? I don't know. I wouldn't know. But yeah, I'm kind of looking forward and curious about this new game from Donkey. Also, Tesla Grad is coming to Switch 1 and 2. Those a game that I'm actually kind of interested to check out. It's a game that I haven't heard in a while, that's for sure. Oxenfree 2 is coming as well. And I don't there's like this whole controversy of like Oxenfree 2 not coming to the Switch. I mean not sorry, not the Switch, to the Xbox. Like it had like it even comes to mobile coming to the Switch. It should be coming to the Xbox at some point. Me not being an Xbox person, I could care less, but it's like that's so strange. It's on the PlayStation. It's on every console except the Xbox. I guess you have to draw the line somewhere. I'm not sure what that means, but and also Bum Rush Cyberpunk, which is a game I'm looking forward to for sure. Yeah, that's pretty much what's out there. Also, some games that I'm looking forward to for sure, especially once they're free to play, is Skate. Skate 4. I call it Skate 4. Fight me, okay? I'm gonna call it Skate 4 forever. Literally forever. I don't care what people say. Even though the developer's like, no, guys, this is not Skate 4. Shut up. Shut up. Okay, it's Skate 4. Okay, I don't care how many times you're gonna be preaching to the sky. It's freaking Skate 4. I get you want to call it Skate. Well, guess what? There was already a Skate. It was on the PS3 a long time ago. The first ever Skate games. This is freaking Skate 4. Who are you fooling? Just call it Skate 4. Rebranding. Pff. Anyways, sorry. Like they're trying to make the same move like Xbox. I'm sorry to bring you in the fire here, Xbox. They try to do the thing like, oh, we're gonna call this Xbox One. There's already a freaking Xbox One. It's called the Xbox Original. Get your anyways. Chill, Vince. But yeah, Skate, a new game coming up. They're gonna have like some. I'm very excited for Skate. Okay, I'm very excited for Skate 4, like the free to play models and also parkour spots, or and also the online basis. There's this whole controversy, not controversy, but there's like talk arounds of like the authenticity of Skate or whatever. When you can actually have Skater XL and Session that I've been playing, that is very authentic to skate culture. But why would we have that with Skate 4? And as a person that still skateboards, I honestly do skate because I like the ideas of it and the creativity of it. And as I grow up, and I haven't skate much, but you know, Skate 4 is gonna succeed no matter what. I don't know what other skateboarders looking at this game be mad about, like, oh, it's not authentic or whatever. It's a freaking video game, dude. I don't know. That's the conversations I'm like hearing. Also, there will not be transactions, so that's cool. And yeah, I'm excited to play this. I'm very curious about the amount of gigs that it will bring to the PC because I am have playing it on PC. I hope it's on the Switch. Oh my god. That would be amazing if it was on Switch. Mobile, I'm thinking about that. But on Switch, oh, that would be dope. Anyways, moving on. Next up, gotta bring Nintendo back here and call them out because they did something to a particular YouTuber which I don't like. What's up with that? Point Crow, a YouTuber that basically modded some of the games for Nintendo games like Mario Odyssey and Zelda Breath of the Wild, yeah, is in trouble with its videos getting blocked or copyright strike or something from Nintendo. And people are fighting against this, and Point Crow is going through this. He had an interview all about it at the BM Ups at the Nintendo podcast. And yeah, this conversation about this happening is real. And also another thing that Nintendo did is this freaking thing about like, who is this person named Gary? That this person named Gary, which is I guess the person that's responsible for giving out free Switch ROMs or something like that, is fined for 10 million. Now, I want to say this. I don't promote piracy in any sense. So when hearing this, I'm like, well, yeah, he deserves something. But 10 million? Like, as if he has any. No one in this planet has 10 million. Elon Musk, you think he has 10 million? Of course he does. But I'm just saying that 10 million, why though? Okay, what would Nintendo need for that 10 million? Like, they just want to get him in trouble. They just want to show an example out of him. And listen, I'm not rooting for Gary, but there's this part of me where, what happened at the eShop, the 3DS eShop, made me think of Nintendo otherwise, because Nintendo is really, really trying hard here to get rid of people that, within the emulation space. And it's like, well, whose fault was that, Nintendo? You didn't preserve any of the games. You literally choose to delete everything from the eShop. Or maybe just get rid of the eShop from the 3DS eShop and the Wii U eShop. And listen, I honestly have never owned both consoles. I'm a PlayStation guy. But at the same time, I'm looking at these two consoles here and it's like, well, they're useless. And people, they have a route to choose when it comes to getting these games. And it's a way that Nintendo doesn't like. But as I'm saying this, guess what is happening? There's announcements out there, and it's announcements of, or just like rumors or whatever. To me, it's rumors because I haven't looked into it much. There's like talks about a Switch 2. Now, what's gonna happen with the Switch 1? The Switch 2, or as I call it, Switch Pro. Is there gonna be eShop for that one? Is it gonna be supported for compatibility or whatever? Like, if you really think about it, will Nintendo get rid of the first eShop? Are we not gonna see the first Space Odyssey? Are we not gonna see, like, shapes, or the first, like, like, or Animal Crossing Horizons and Mario Kart Deluxe, and the actual top tiers from, like, or Breath of the Wild even, is like, are those gonna be gone from that eShop? Are basically an amount of games within that are not in the level of Zelda or Kirby. Are they gonna be gone within for the second Switch eShop? Like, is it gonna be the same thing? The same song and pattern that 3DS eShop went through. So when it comes down to game preservation and stuff like that, I just, I'm gonna be honest. I'm just saying this, not that it's true or anything, but there's a part of me where I'm just like, Gary's a hero. Okay, he didn't deserve this. I'm sorry. Okay, I don't understand, like, with Nintendo's real gripes or something. You don't see PlayStation doing this, or Xbox. Maybe they are. I could be wrong. But yes, Nintendo's taking steps to stop this. But when people are like, when the community and everyone is actually against Nintendo just banning people getting, like, games from these specific places and stuff like that, then who really is the winner? Because Nintendo don't care about these freaking indie games from the past. Games that are delisted even. Games that could have been, had the light of day to be shined or shown to the world, but they're gone and they're not preserved. And game preservation is something that I stand with because there's a history for it. I understand wholeheartedly. Yes, it was dumb that Gerard, the completionist, actually bought all those games, but at the same time, I can understand from a human sense, from a moral sense, that why he had those games and actually dumped them for the gaming foundation, history foundation for it, because it's all about preservation. The games that many people within the generation doesn't know. And games come and go. We've seen so many indie games. Shoot, look at the mobile space of video games. The amount of games that are gone is insane. So, I don't know. I'm just saying, what the hell, Nintendo? And moving on, animation news. There's stuff going on within Ruby. It's ending soon, so I'm not sure what's gonna really happen. I mean, ending in a sense where the episode 10 is gonna be the last episode. And I'm gonna try my best not to get spoiled by Ruby, but it turns out I have to watch it more sooner than ever. And also, I heard that a Lilo and Stitch movie is coming up. It's a live action. They've been recasting all of its characters or whatever for it. So I'm not sure what's happening with that one. Is it authentic? Are they trying to make it fully authentic Hawaiian, or should I say Polynesian in a sense? Like, I don't know what Disney's doing with the recasting and stuff like that. You don't really need to do all that much, Disney. I don't know. These big companies sometimes. But yeah, looking forward to, Lilo and Stitch live action. Hopefully it's good. People are tired of live actions. Personally, I don't mind it. But if it's done in a ways, because let me listen. A lot of people hated the Beauty and the Beast live action. Hate me all you want. I kind of like it. I love it. Okay, there, I said it. Boom. What do you want from me? you know, and I know that there's a lot of flack behind Ariel, or I'm sorry, My Little Mermaid. It's might as well just be called Ariel. Let's just be honest. But My Little Mermaid, that's getting a lot of controversies. Because listen, no one likes freaking race swapping or just erasing characters or something like that. So are they doing something with this one? I heard they almost banned like Bubbles, or what is it, Cyber Bubbles, or this guy that was in there for like Lilo and Stitch, the first one, like get rid of him, and now he's back, and I'm just like, what's going on here? What is Disney trying? They're trying not to freaking hurt feelings here. Seems like it. But yeah, you know, that's pretty much like one of the news that I have in mind for it. I was gonna say something for Rubio, but I forgot. I am looking forward to watch it for the finale and people's reactions of it, so I'm excited for that. Other than that, other than all the news that I talk about, other than all of this stuff that I had to recreate this whole entire Vince talk, thank you guys for watching. Hope you subscribe, like, comment, all that jazz, and all the goodness. I'll see you when I see ya, and I'll be streaming soon. One love and a peace.